Some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but
how do you feel about Manny Pacquiao?
No, I love Manny. I'm glad Manny going in too. Manny is one of the dudes that I think definitely deserves to be in. Manny always has been and always will be one of my favorites because of the way he fights. I mean, a guy to come back after being knocked out in his tour.
Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not.
Boxing experts are talking about the upcoming fight between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Oscar De La Hoya showed his support for Pacquiao, saying he truly hopes Pacquiao wins. He called Pacquiao a legend and believes he still has what it takes to win. De La Hoya said Pacquiao's experience and strong spirit give him a real chance, even though Barrios is younger.
I wish him all the best.
Quadra, I love him.
Can he do it?
Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely. Manny Pacquiao's
Oscar needs.
He's a legend. You know,
some nice ones, thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. spoke with real respect for Manny Pacquiao, calling him one of the greatest in boxing history. He admires not just Pacquiao's wins, but how he always faced tough opponents. Jones is excited to see Pacquiao return to the ring, saying it's a chance for fans to see his old skills again. He believes Pacquiao can still beat younger fighters and prove that true greatness doesn't go away. His words give fans hope and remind everyone that legends like Pacquiao can still surprise the world. Eddie Hearn spoke about Manny Pacquiao's return with both respect and honesty. As someone who has seen many boxing careers, he knows that comebacks based on past glory can be risky. Hearn still respects Pacquiao's amazing career, but he points out that being away from the ring for a long time can affect a fighter's sharpness and fitness, especially against younger and more active boxers like Barrios. He believes Pacquiao might still beat many fighters, but warns fans not to expect the same performances from his prime years. Hearn's message is clear: honor Pacquiao's legacy, but keep your hopes realistic.
It's a very contentious subject, like, people moaning about Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny Pacquiao is still good enough to beat most fighters in the top 20 at 147 pounds. He's clearly not the fighter that he once was. You're not going to be at that age. My problem is that he's been inactive for quite a long time. Like, we were talking about fighting him with Conor Benn maybe 6 months ago or a year, and every month or 3 months or 6 months that passes, you do become a lot older. So, I guess there's two questions. One is, should he be fighting again? And at the end of the day, if he's good enough to beat everybody outside of the top 20 in the world, then why not? But should he be fighting for the world title? I guess that's another question. In the commercial world of boxing, the answer is yeah, probably. In the ratings world and activity world, the answer is probably not.
Do you think it's strange that he's coming off the couch and getting a title fight like that?
I think when you've achieved what he's achieved, you've always got the right to do things a little bit differently to others. And with all due respect, Barrios is not Boots, and Barrios is not Crawford. And that's why we pushed the Conor Benn fight. Conor Benn, like, his best win is against Algieri or Van Heerden. So actually Pacquiao is a step up. And people were still complaining at me for mentioning that fight, like Conor Benn is Boots, but he still hasn't had those wins yet.
Ricky Hatton is concerned about how far boxing is going to let older fighters keep competing. He sees the Pacquiao v. Barrios fight as part of a worrying trend, where aging legends are given the green light for tough fights that could be dangerous. Hatton talks about his own past and compares it to situations like Mike Tyson's comeback, saying that rules aren't strict enough to protect fighters anymore. He believes Pacquiao still has talent, but questions if he should really be fighting at this level.
He's fighting for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, isn't it? To be honest with you, boxing's, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson box a Jake Paul, then, Manny Pacquiao going back at 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny is coming back, though. Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. And I say this with love, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on previous successes, hasn't he? To walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. all of a sudden he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think did you say 5th, Joe? He's been already placed 5th in the world ranking.
5th in the, how can he be placed back in the top 10?
Comeback fighter.
Yeah, you know, when you've been retired years and, you know, going on your previous... He was a hell of a fighter a few years back, but we don't know what he's going to be like today. So, you know, you'd like to think he'd have a couple of warm-up fights so we can say, yeah, and then get him in. But boxing these days, I think the money's everything in it.
You fought both, obviously. In your opinion, who's better? Who's tougher?
I think Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, I think Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and that sounds rich because he absolutely was probably one of the most brutal knockouts in boxing history, I'd say. You know what I mean? When I see him getting knocked out by Pacquiao on Instagram or YouTube or anything like that, it's in the top 10 of the most destructive knockouts of all time.
Yeah.
But I was a little bit past myself back in the day. You know, I'd had one or two. You know, I wasn't a master of defence like Floyd Mayweather. I'd take 4 to get one in sometimes. You know.
Ben Shalom shared his concern about Pacquiao's return, saying that while it's tempting to promote a big fight with a famous name, there's also a duty to protect the fighters. As a promoter, he understands the excitement such events bring, but he worries that people forget the risks involved. Shalom says that many former champions have suffered both physically and mentally after fighting for too long. He believes that even though Pacquiao's name draws attention, the real cost of these comebacks shouldn't be ignored.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao. Unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, is moments. By taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur when it last of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. Times go on and on and on. A fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Campbell takes a balanced view on Pacquiao's return. He agrees that Pacquiao is not the same as before, as age catches up with everyone, but he also believes that some fighters are special and can still create amazing moments no matter how old they are. He points to George Foreman's comeback as proof that boxing can surprise us. While he doesn't say Pacquiao will definitely win, he thinks there's still a chance for something unexpected to happen.
For a Senate position in the Philippines, so we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great, and this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion in Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him. But there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Greg Hackett shares a very direct opinion about the Pacquiao vs. Barrios fight. He says this fight isn't about legacy or glory, it's just business. Hackett believes that if Pacquiao was still in his prime, Barrios wouldn't have a chance. But now, things are different. He feels Pacquiao is no longer the same powerful fighter and is mainly being used to sell tickets. In his view, this fight is more about making money than proving skill.
I like Pacquiao trying to hit a lick, you know what I mean? But Pacquiao not Pacquiao no more. it's tough to go against him in this situation, because if it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up. I mean, not knock him out, but you know what I mean, beat him on the cards, beat him behind that jab.
Similar to like Ugas, the Ugas fight?
Yeah, like on some shit like that. It's a good fight, but it's more of a good fight for Barrios. Pacquiao don't need it, but Pacquiao want to come back, and he want to come back with a bang. So, I mean, why not? If he can make it happen, make it happen. Because I would love, if Barrios was my fighter, I would love to have a Pacquiao on the record. I mean, I would love something like that. And that's a fight you got to get ready for.
It's a fight that boxing fans are going to criticize you for.
Yeah.
But the reality is Manny Pacquiao has a diehard fan base that you're going to make money with that fight.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to see other fights at 47. You Stanionis, you Boobs, you Brian Norman.
Yeah, but you want to steal as much as you can steal. You know what I mean? Because again, this shit is not forever. Just like anything else, it's going to end. So you want to make some money, and you want to do great things, but not so great where I get in there with a guy that'll kill me right now. You know what I'm saying? So all right, fuck it, I'll fuck with Pacquiao. He damn near 50 years old. I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So these dudes different anyway. They different. If I was Barrios, I wouldn't entertain Pacquiao. I'd be on that hunt for the rest of them straps.
Even though Manny Pacquiao's training videos and confident attitude are spreading online, many experienced boxing voices are still worried. They say that while his spirit is strong, his body might not handle the pressure of a real fight. Training is one thing, but facing a younger and hungry fighter like Barrios is very different. Experts are especially concerned about Pacquiao's reflexes, how well he can take punches, and if he has the stamina to last through all the rounds. From a business point of view, Manny Pacquiao's comeback makes a lot of sense. His name is still very popular in boxing, and putting him in a big fight brings huge attention. Some people believe this fight isn't really about titles, but more about making money. His opponent, Mario Barrios, is young and has a strong image, which helps attract fans. The analyst sharing this view thinks the fight is more of a smart business move than a serious sporting contest.
Why I wanted that to happen is that if Manny Pacquiao is really considering of coming back to professional boxing, I think that would be a good measurement and sign, and a marketing for him when he returned to boxing.
Fans on social media have shared mixed feelings about Manny Pacquiao's return. Some are excited and call his decision brave, while others think he's going too far. Many people are worried about his health and feel that another tough fight could damage his almost perfect legacy. Some fans believe Pacquiao has already done everything in boxing and shouldn't risk getting hurt or losing at this point in his life.
Manny Pacquiao vs. Mario Barrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th or July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion in Mario Barrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. But he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. Mario Barrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Listen.
Manny Pacquiao may have personal reasons for coming back, but many critics don't think it's a good idea. The boxing world has seen how tough comebacks can be, especially for fighters in their 40s. His opponent, Mario Barrios, is not only younger but also active, sharp, and hungry to win. That makes it a risky fight for Pacquiao, who hasn't been in a real match for years.
We could have Brian Norman Jr. versus Barrios, but we're getting Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Manny Pacquiao is past his prime. He's not in his fighting years no more. And then can he make 147? And then you're letting him fight for the belt. To me, that doesn't make any type of sense. And then if he beats Barrios, let's say hypothetically he beats him, is he gonna unify? Cause Boots, that's sitting in the lamb to the slaughter. Brian Norman, that's sitting in the lamb to the slaughter. Like, this doesn't make no sense. These young fighters, like, they can really hurt Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao couldn't even handle Ugas. Like, just think about how this is all playing out. It doesn't make sense. this fight shouldn't be made. Like, there's other fighters that Barrios can fight. Like, he could try to fight Boots, because I think
Tim Bradley is very clear about how he sees Pacquiao's return. He believes most fighters come back after retirement because of money, not for legacy or glory. Bradley respects Pacquiao's amazing career, but feels this fight looks like a final chance to earn big. He also thinks Mario Barrios was picked carefully. He's young, skilled, and can really test Pacquiao in the ring.
Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, you know, it has to be pertaining to any kind of money. You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money. One. Two, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, you know, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, you know, bigger fighter, knows how to, you know, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits. You know, that Ugas fight, I don't know if it was enough for Pacquiao. That's why he's coming back. But Barrios, he can he can finish Pacquiao. There's a possibility that he can finish Pacquiao and basically cause him to go back into retirement once again. But again, what they say, the last thing that leaves is the power. If Manny got any of that power still left in him, if he lands that left hand, he can hurt the young gun. So, but that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I actually think he can beat
Many boxing fans aren't excited about Pacquiao's comeback, and that shows a change in how people feel about these returns. Instead of feeling hopeful, they feel worried and sad. The idea of a 46-year-old legend fighting someone in their prime doesn't inspire most. It makes them uneasy. Fans remember the tough battles Pacquiao went through, and they're afraid he might not be the same. Reflexes, stamina, and strength usually drop with age, and people know that. So instead of cheering for a big return, many are quietly hoping it doesn't end badly. To them, this isn't a dream fight. It feels like a goodbye that's coming too late.
A lot of people, from that side saying that, Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao have been negotiating the fight and everything. And I'm going to just be real, honestly, man, I don't care for this fight. Because I don't care to see Manny Pacquiao back fighting again in the ring. Like, it serves no justice seeing Manny Pacquiao after we just seen him fight in the exhibition and was not looking good at all in this exhibition. Like, he did not look good in the exhibition fight at all. So I really don't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, I mean, he gets a big payday and he gets to put a legend on his resume. And I think Mario Barrios would definitely win this fight because I just don't think Manny Pacquiao has any gas left in the tank to fight, at an elite level like he did in the past. I mean, and I don't want to see him mess up his legend over trying to come back and fight, a younger fighter when, Manny Pacquiao, he's way out of his prime. So I don't want to see this fight in particular for real, but yeah, Manny Pacquiao, like, damn near close to 50, man. Like, come on, man. It was hard watching Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight that we seen him in a few months ago. Like, shit, that's why Ryan Garcia was about to fight the damn dude, because Manny Pacquiao was getting clipped in that shit, man. For real. He was getting clipped, man. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to see Manny Pacquiao, fight anybody.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.